I think we have to go back to the 1700s in England to start to understand that. At least that's how I began to understand this. You had the original Antifa terrorists, which we refer to as our founding fathers, who got together and said, hey, man, this king is a problem. He is indiscriminate, he's cruel, he's vengeful, he is persecuting us based on religion, he's taxing us without representation, and he can walk down the street and point to someone, anyone, and say, off with their head, and that person would be dispatched and seen nevermore. So the founding fathers decided, well, I think the only thing that we can do is flee to another country and establish things for ourselves. That, by the way, is a conspiracy. They conspired to go against the King of England. And I'm sure to the king, King George, they were terrorists. And these people decided, okay, there's some things that we have to do to differentiate this new country from the country that we just left. And so there's the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, all that stuff, working together to say, this is how we're going to organize this new country. So the fact that the very first amendment to the Constitution revolved around freedom of the press and freedom of the speech, freedom of speech, is significant to me. Why is press so important? Why do we need freedom of press? Which is literally the opposite of what's going on right now. Why did the founding fathers think that it was important for outside third-party organizations to have a certain level of sovereignty and authority in American society? Because as far as I know, no other industry was cited in the Constitution at the time, right? So they picked out one industry, which is journalism. And they said, this is important. We have to have people who watch the watchers. So the phrase is quis custodiet ipsos custodes, which means who will guard the guards themselves, or who watches the watchers. And we saw it in action probably in its most famous way when Woodward and Bernstein got to the bottom of Watergate. And what Nixon did compared to what's going on now is the equivalent of stealing an apple off an apple cart. I mean, what's going on now is just outright theft, outright corruption. It's insane. I've never seen anything like it. And I never thought that Americans would think that this was okay.